So we had a very interesting challenge here to build a home for our clients in a new city that could serve both as a refuge and a space to gather friends and family. We had a site with unique characteristics, generous along the street with a nice presence, but with challenges in its depth, especially in terms of layout and topography. So we began working with a very contrasting proposal, a house that would close itself up to the street while opening completely to the family core and just as open to the nature at the back of the site as well. And that contrast became a guiding idea throughout the entire project, how to balance openness and intimacy, connection and shelter. The entrance is this narrow path that sets the tone for a more internalized experience. You enter the house not with a grand statement, but with something more quiet, almost introspective. And then leading into the ground floor, this secluded and intimate layout accommodates the everyday functions of the program. It's this open and wide space, and while the horizontality of the house is then interrupted by a central volume. And we built this element thinking about the possibility of it housing both the vertical circulation as well as visually anchoring the different uses of the project. We used the same formwork boards from the facade to close this volume, while after cleaned and treated, it was then carbonized for the finish. At the end, we have the surface that creates a striking contrast between the two moments of the project. In combination with this element, there's a central opening, a small interior courtyard that helps to bring light and organize the space flow. Same thing with this slit open at the front facade, a subtle and linear beam of light that cuts through the concrete and gently penetrates the space from side to side. And these small openings become very meaningful because they frame light and time in very specific ways. Now, a special request of the client was a study/office area that was integrated into the house so that it would have this table that could be used by all members of the family throughout the day. And in order to have a sense of definition between the spaces, we designed these custom shelves that anchor both on the floor and the ceiling, and they create a subtle threshold, like a transparent filter that serves the entire house. It became this very central piece of furniture, almost like an inhabited wall, if you will. And most of the ground floor maintains a strong visual connection to the outside, especially the dining area and the kitchen, with these large openings that invite natural light to flood the space throughout the day. And despite this openness, the atmosphere remains intimate, sheltered by the architecture itself. Now, the kitchen was designed to balance function and experience, letting daily rituals like cooking happen always facing the view. This simple gesture that was very intentional during the design part of the project turns routine into quiet moments of reflection, connecting the interior life with the landscape. Now, it's interesting that the site slope allowed us to approach the project in a way that felt more intimate and less invasive, from the street especially. So we created this solid and continuous, almost monolithic volume, and at the back, well, set below the street level where privacy was already very present, the house just opens up to a privileged relationship with the forest. And that shift in topography allowed us to play with transparency and enclosure in a very intentional way. We have then this very large backyard that the pole was positioned even closer to the forest than to the house, forming this open zone where children can play freely with friends. It's that kind of space that the homeowners can borrow tables, set up chairs, really throw parties. In other words, it's a space to be lived and enjoyed. The lower level just blurs boundaries between inside and out, just embracing the climate and turning the lot into a natural extension of the home's gathering areas. Now, the client also asked for a library with full control over its environment, a space that, though was placed in one of the more festive areas of the home, could still offer moments of quiet and contemplation. So we tucked it behind the main retaining walls, allowing it to be fully enclosed or open as needed. This was a really interesting and unique project to be a part of, and we were genuinely satisfied to explore the spatiality of the house and this contradictory relationship between the privacy from the street and the family intimacy. So seeing our clients enjoy both moments of introspection and social interaction, and realizing we were able to explore the poetics of light and shadow to shape those different experiences, all brought us real joy. And ultimately, it helped us shape the way we think about residential architecture, not just a space to live in, but also a space to be lived. Alright, what do you guys think about this result? This video was something that I've been meaning to do for a while, try to replicate those architecture interview style videos, but with renderings. Something like the local project, EST, OpenSpace or others do so well, but then brought to an archivist reality. And this is a fictional project that we designed here at Upstairs to make this video, and it was a huge effort from our team to put this together. Over 80 individual clips were generated, if you can believe it. Tons of individual settings and different scenes, lots of vegetation, PBR materials, modeling and all. I mean, the lighting, mood, and atmosphere of each shot were carefully curated to produce the best architecture animation I've done to this date. And this wasn't going to be possible without the sponsor of this video, D5 Render. It's been my main visualization tool for a while, and having them here on this video supporting Upstairs means a lot. So check out the link in the video description to start using D5 Render for free today. Now, there's so much I could share on the behind the scenes and the whole process on another video if you're interested. So if you'd like to know more about this project and this animation, let me know in the comments below. And honestly, I could only achieve this result in such a high quality and especially in such a short amount of time because of a few things in D5. And if I were to elect the 3 vital ones for this process, I would have to say the vegetation library, definitely. Then the scatter tool, I mean, I wouldn't trade this one for anything, it's so powerful. And then maybe something that's not too flashy, but made the process incredibly smooth, the render queue. I'm telling you, this is a game changer for demanding archivist work like this one. But again, so many other things I could point out, so in the behind the scenes video, if you're interested, I can go into all of it. Now, if you want to learn all of the essential knowledge on how to work in D5 Render, understanding all of the settings and workflow, I've got a course that I know you'll like it, because to create an archivist showreel like this one, you need to understand the rendering engine as a whole. And that's precisely what this course was crafted to do, to get you to professional level in D5 Render and post-production in Photoshop. Now, something important to consider is that a big part of the work needed to get to a result like this is obviously video editing, sound effects, and other content creator things that I know are not necessarily a skill for an architect to learn. But still, I've managed to dedicate at least a small part of the course to that, so that you understand how this process works. D5 Render Visualizing Architecture course is super complete and it's available now. I'll leave a link in the video description if you're interested in learning more about it. Okay, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content and don't want to miss the next video. And if you want to continue learning D5 Render, you might want to check this video right here. I'll see you in the next one.